के कुड़ी फिर नस गई कुड़ी ओए हंस के कुड़ी फिर नस गई कुड़ी 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 पर हंस दिया कदे कदे इना पैरा विच रोले बड़े बड़े हो इना पैरा विच रोले बड़े बड़े हो इना पैरा विच रोले बड़े बड़े दिन नहीं ओ लंघदा रात नहीं ओ कटदी 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 ओ बिन माही तो ना जी लगदा तेरी चिट्ठी पढ़ पढ़ना दिल रजदा हो तेरी चिट्ठी पढ़ पढ़ना दिल रजदा हो तेरी चिट्ठी पढ़ पढ़ना दिल रजदा यार दी बुकल दे विच लुक जावा 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 फिर लभदा रवे जग सारा मेरा यार है मेरा रब यारा हो मेरा यार है मेरा रब यारा हो मेरा यार है मेरा रब यारा
DCS stands for, it's two initials actually of the founding members of the group. My name's Daniel Chiranji and Shin is the S. So it's the D, C and the S.
Right. When did you form your group?
The group was formed back in September '81. How was it formed?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Both of us had supermarkets, and one day I had packed my guitar. I'd put it on the wall. I wasn't about to play any sort of music. And Shin, dear boy, used to come round with cases of tomatoes now and then, selling tins of tomatoes and probably anything else he had on his van. So one day he turned up and he said, hey, listen, I said, no, before you go any further, business hasn't been good this week. I'm not interested in your tomato tins, so forget it. And he said, I was just about to say that I can sing. And I said, well, and he said, you're Danny, and you can play the guitar, and you've been in other bands. So would you be interested in actually forming a band? I said, no, I've had my days. I've made my fortune, and I've invested it into this shop. I don't want to know. But he started singing in the shop. I couldn't get rid of him. In the end, to avoid embarrassment, I pulled him into the back room and I said, okay, let's get the old squeeze box out, matlab harmonium. And I said, okay, let's start singing. So he sang me a song. I think the first song was that Kavali,
Parda hai parda.
Parda Hai Parda.
Parda.
And my wife was making the tea, and she called me over and she said, he's not bad, he's pretty good. So,
So why did you form a Bhangra band?
well, we didn't form a Bangla band. It was basically a Hindi pop band because at that time, Bangla was not thought of. It was basically a Hindi pop band. So we decided to follow uh, the trend and form a Hindi pop group, which we did. And our first disc was with DCS Runa Lala, which scored absolutely great success all over the world. And from there on, we did a Hindi music track, Cricketer. And then from Cricketer, we moved on. And the trend actually changed over to Bangla music. And we thought, wow, am I right? We said, we're not going to do it. And we waited for 2 years. We said, okay, we're not going to do Bangla. But then eventually, I'm afraid, as they say, we had to say, okay, let's join the bandwagon. Let's do it.
Why is it important for everybody to do Bhangra?
Bangla it's a way of living. It was a way of, it's dynamic, it's exhilarating, it's fantastic. It's the only form of music that we Asians can associate ourselves and say, okay, we can dance to this sort of music. Can you imagine dancing to a ghazal or a qawwali?
Now that you've bought it, let's see you dance. The time of DCS is upon us all. Behold, DCS, DCS.
Zara very nice.
Credit goes.
Suddenly, you are about to experience the most exciting revolution in Bhangra. For what you are about to receive, may the Force have mercy on your soul.
हर कोई आखे तू सोनी है दिल मेरे नू हाय तू मोनी है अज कोई सानू रंग वखा दे सीने साडे ठंड तू पा दे नच ले आ नच ले ओ नच ले नच ले ਲੱਕ ਨੂੰ ਹਿਲਾ ਦੇ ਅੱਜ ਰੌਣਕਾਂ ਨੀ ਲਾ ਦੇ ਲੱਕ ਨੂੰ ਹਿਲਾ ਦੇ ਅੱਜ ਰੌਣਕਾਂ ਨੀ ਲਾ ਦੇ ਡੀ ਮਾਰ ਕੇ ਹਿਲਾ ਦੇ ਵੇੜਾ ਨੀ ਆਜਾ ਨੱਚ ਲੈ ਹਾਲਣੇ ਮਾਰ ਲੈ ਕਿਤੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਨੀ ਆਜਾ ਨੱਚ ਲੈ ਹਾਲਣੇ ਹੋ ਲੱਕ ਨੂੰ ਹਿਲਾ ਦੇ ਅੱਜ ਰੌਣਕਾਂ ਨੀ ਲਾ ਦੇ ਲੱਕ ਨੂੰ ਹਿਲਾ ਦੇ ਅੱਜ ਰੌਣਕਾਂ ਨੀ ਲਾ ਦੇ ਡੀ ਮਾਰ ਕੇ ਹਿਲਾ ਦੇ ਵੇੜਾ ਨੀ ਆਜਾ ਨੱਚ ਲੈ ਹਾਲਣੇ ਮਾਰ ਲੈ ਕਿਤੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਨੀ ਆਜਾ ਨੱਚ ਲੈ ਹਾਲਣੇ
We are a Bhangra band, but we've we have so many influences within our music. Like for example, it's Punjabi music. It has the Punjabi element, yeah, but it's more funked up. Or in some of the songs there's a reggae element or a rock element. So it's basically a fusion. You know, wherever we've tried to do that, we've done it, and it's been successful.
ਉਹ ਕਦੇ ਅੱਖੀਆਂ ਮਿਲਾਵੇ ਕਦੇ ਨੀਵੀਆਂ ਤੂੰ ਪਾਵੇ ਕਦੇ ਮਿੰਨਾ ਮਿੰਨਾ ਬੁੱਲੀਆਂ 'ਚ ਹੱਸਦੀ ਫਿਰੇ ਕੁੜੀ ਨਾਗ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਹਾਏ ਹਾਏ ਨਾਗ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਓ ਨਾਗ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਆਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਡੰਗਦੀ ਫਿਰੇ ਕੁੜੀ ਨਾਗ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਹਾਏ ਹਾਏ ਨਾਗ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਓ ਕੁੜੀ ਨਾਗ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਆਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਡੰਗਦੀ ਫਿਰੇ ਕੁੜੀ ਨਾਗ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਜਦੋਂ ਪਾਣੀ ਕੇ ਪਟੋਲਾ ਤੁਰੀ ਗਲੀ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਜਾਵੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਮੋੜ ਉੱਤੇ ਚਾਤੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਲੀ ਲਾਵੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਪਾਣੀ ਕੇ ਪਟੋਲਾ ਤੁਰੀ ਗਲੀ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਜਾਵੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਮੋੜ ਉੱਤੇ ਚਾਤੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਲੀ ਲਾਵੇ ਕਦੇ ਭੰਗਾ ਛਣਕਾਵੇ ਕਦੇ ਲੱਕ ਨੂੰ ਹਲਾਵੇ ਕਦੇ ਨਖਰੇ ਨਾ ਕੁੜੀ ਜਹੀ ਵੱਟਦੀ ਫਿਰੇ ਕੁੜੀ ਨਾਗ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਹਾਏ ਹਾਏ ਨਾਗ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਓ ਨਾਗ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਆਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਡੰਗਦੀ ਫਿਰੇ ਕੁੜੀ ਨਾਗ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਪਿੰਡ ਪਿੰਡ ਪਿੱਛੋਂ ਜਾਵੇ ਸ਼ੀਸ਼ੇ ਮੂਹਰੇ ਖੜੇ ਉਹਦੀ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਜਵਾਨੀ ਆ ਜੋਬਨ ਦਹਾੜੇ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਪਿੰਡ ਪਿੰਡ ਪਿੱਛੋਂ ਜਾਵੇ ਸ਼ੀਸ਼ੇ ਮੂਹਰੇ ਖੜੇ ਉਹਦੀ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਜਵਾਨੀ ਆ ਜੋਬਨ ਦਹਾੜੇ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਜਿਹੀ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਹੋਣੀ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਜ਼ੁਲਫੇ ਦੀ ਲਾਟ ਵਾਂਗ ਮੱਚਦੀ ਫਿਰੇ ਕੁੜੀ ਨਾਗ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਹਾਏ ਹਾਏ ਨਾਗ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਹੋ ਨਾਗ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਆਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਡੰਗਦੀ ਫਿਰੇ ਕੁੜੀ ਨਾਗ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਜਦੋਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਜਾਪੇ ਸਿਆਲਾਂ ਦੀ ਉਹ ਹੀਰ ਮੇਰੇ ਦਿਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਸੀ ਯਾਰੋ ਦੀ ਤਸਵੀਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਜਾਪੇ ਸਿਆਲਾਂ ਦੀ
जद तू हंसी जाए काले वाला संगानी तू पट जाए नैन शीले लड़ते तेरे नैन शीले लड़ते तेरे ऐनानू समझा जा हो आ जा नी तू किते विचे आ जा सारे तेनू कैं जरा नच के दिखा जा हाँ आ जा नी तू किते विचे आ जा सारे तेनू कैं जरा नच के दिखा जा हो आ जा नी तू किते विचे आ जा सारे तेनू कैं जरा नच के दिखा जा
And how did your parents feel about all 5 of their sons being involved in music, of all things?
Well, when it started out, it was the same thing which a lot of Asian parents do say that, well, you know, wanting to get a real good job, they don't think that we would get so far, or that, you know, they'd want the normal doctor, lawyer job. But we sat down, we had a talk, and we said, look, this is what we're into. You know, we know that we can get places if we try. We're not really interested in anything else. But at first, but the great thing is they let us go for it, you see.
You managed to persuade them.
And now, you know, now they're all happy and everything for us.
And why did you choose Bhangra?
Well, at that time, you see, we started off with, actually, we were into more classical music. But I reckon it was our age and the groove which all the kids were into at that time, and we loved it ourselves. We loved the Bhangra music, the beat, the groove is really there. So we thought, you know, well, why not? You know, we said, let's give it a try. That's all we did. We just gave it a try. In our 6 weeks school holidays, we produced our first Punjabi album, and after that, it just took off real well. The album did really well indeed. We're born in this country, and we've learned a lot about our culture. We've brought that across now, and our next step is actually we have a 12-inch coming out next month, and that's a heavy dance floor. We've got 2 heavy dance floor tracks. One's a Bhangra remix. We've got 2 English tracks, and they're both I've sung them both in English.
ਕਰਮ ਸਭਾ ਦੀ ਟੋਲੀ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ਰਤਾਂ ਲਾਵਣ ਪਾ ਭੰਗੜੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੋਲੀ ਓਏ ਬੋਲੀ ਓਏ ਬੋਲੀ
ਚੜੀ ਜਵਾਨੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਮੈਂ ਮੁਟਿਆਰ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਇਸ ਜਵਾਨੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੇਣੇ ਇੱਕ ਤਲਵਾਰ ਮੈਂ ਦੱਸ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂ ਯਾ ਦੱਸ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂ
ਓਏ ਅਲੜ ਜਿਹਾ ਮੁਟਿਆਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਓ ਕਰਮ ਸਭਾ ਦੀ ਟੋਲੀ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਬੇਟਾ ਵਾਲੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਭੰਗੜੇ ਚ ਪਾਉਂਦੀ ਏ ਬੋਲੀ ਹੋਣ ਲੱਗੀ ਸੀ ਲੜਾਈ ਹੋਣ ਲੱਗੀ ਸੀ ਲੜਾਈ ਖਬਰਦਾਰ ਮੁੰਡਿਓ ਟੋਲੀ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਆਈ ਹੁਸ਼ਿਆਰ ਮੁੰਡਿਓ ਟੋਲੀ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਉਹ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਕੰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੰਦਰਾ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਨਾਲ ਹਿੱਕ ਤੇ ਤਵੀਤ ਸਜਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਕੰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੰਦਰਾ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਨਾਲ ਹਿੱਕ ਤੇ ਤਵੀਤ ਸਜਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਉੱਚੀ ਉੱਚੀ ਲਾਉਣ ਨਾਲ ਭੰਗੜੇ ਪਾਉਣ ਜਦ ਢੋਲਕ ਦੇ ਪਿਆ ਕਰਕੇ ਉੱਚੀ ਉੱਚੀ ਪਾਉਣ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਪਾਉਣ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਹੋ ਪੇੜ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੜ ਕੇ ਉੱਚੀ ਉੱਚੀ ਪਾਉਣ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਕੰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੰਦਰਾ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਨਾਲ ਹਿੱਕ ਤੇ ਤਵੀਤ ਸਜਾ ਕੇ ਓਏ ਕਣਕਾਂ ਬੰਨੇ ਰੰਗ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਸੋਹਣੀਏ ਸ਼ਕਲਾਂ ਵਾਲੇ ਆਈ ਜਵਾਨੀ ਗੱਭਰੂ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਹੋਏ ਫਿਰਨ ਮਤਵਾਲੇ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਕੋਲ ਘੱਟ ਕਹਿਣ ਪਾਸੇ ਜ਼ਰਾ ਹੱਟ ਅੱਜ ਨੱਚਣਾ ਮੋਢਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਚੜ ਕੇ ਕਈ ਉੱਚੀ ਉੱਚੀ ਪਾਉਣ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਪਾਉਣ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਹੋ ਪੇੜ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੜ ਕੇ ਕਈ ਉੱਚੀ ਉੱਚੀ ਪਾਉਣ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਕੰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੰਦਰਾ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਨਾਲ ਹਿੱਕ ਤੇ ਤਵੀਤ ਸਜਾ ਕੇ ਓਏ ਯਾਦ ਕਰਾਉਂਦੇ ਪਿੰਡ ਦੀਆਂ ਸੱਥਾਂ ਓ ਖੁਸ਼ੀਆਂ ਓ ਮੇਲੇ ਦੇਖ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਜ ਓ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਆ ਗਏ ਉਹੀ ਵੇਲੇ ਉਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਉਹੀ ਬਾਤ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਥੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਸਾਥੀ ਉੱਤੇ ਤੂੰ ਬਚਨੀ ਦਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਉੱਚੀ ਉੱਚੀ ਪਾਉਣ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਪਾਉਣ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਹੋ ਪਿੰਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੜ ਕੇ ਕਈ ਉੱਚੀ ਉੱਚੀ ਪਾਉਣ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਕੰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੰਦਰਾ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਨਾਲ ਹਿੱਕ ਤੇ ਤਵੀਤ ਸਜਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਉੱਚੀ ਉੱਚੀ ਲਾਉਣ ਨਾਲ ਭੰਗੜੇ ਪਾਉਣ ਜਦ ਢੋਲਕ ਦੇ ਪਿਆ ਕਰਕੇ ਉੱਚੀ ਉੱਚੀ ਪਾਉਣ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਪਾਉਣ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਹੋ ਪੇੜ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੜ ਕੇ ਕਈ ਉੱਚੀ ਉੱਚੀ ਪਾਉਣ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਕੰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੰਦਰਾ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਨਾਲ ਹਿੱਕ ਤੇ ਤਵੀਤ ਸਜਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਕੰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੰਦਰਾ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਨਾਲ ਹਿੱਕ ਤੇ ਤਵੀਤ ਸਜਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਕੰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੰਦਰਾ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਨਾਲ ਹਿੱਕ ਤੇ ਤਵੀਤ ਸਜਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਕੰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੰਦਰਾ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਨਾਲ ਹਿੱਕ ਤੇ ਤਵੀਤ ਸਜਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਕੰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੰਦਰਾ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਨਾਲ ਹਿੱਕ ਤੇ ਤਵੀਤ ਸਜਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਕੰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੰਦਰਾ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਨਾਲ ਹਿੱਕ ਤੇ ਤਵੀਤ ਸਜਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਕੰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੰਦਰਾ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਨਾਲ
Well, we came into existence in 76, and when I came from India in 75, and we thought of starting a band, which we named Alap. And initially we started from gurdwaras, temples, and very small places. And then we got together and got our act together. And then we started going out in very big venues like Albert Hall, Wembley Conference Center, Wembley Arena, the bigger ones. And we started going abroad as well.
You've been around for a long time. How many albums have you produced?
We have produced 8 albums so far. One is with Asha Bhosle, the latest one, and all our albums have been super hit so far. And I hope, you know, the next one gets again on the top.
And what's the secret of your success?
One thing, we are very traditional and we are very original. Our lyrics are very simple. And what people want, we try to give them in every album. And so far, whatever we have created, it's different from the previous albums, and we try to experiment on new things every time.
And what do you think about the other Bhangra bands around?
Well, there are a few very good bands, and I admire their talent. Very good.
And what's after this album?
Well, after this, there are a lot of things happening, you know, which are secret as well, but I want to tell because my next album is with Asha Bhosle again. Maybe, you know, a couple of videos filmed with film actors and some Indian film songs, which I intend to do and we are doing at this moment. Like in film Dil, you know, and in Hatya film, they have copied our song. So now they want us originally in their films. The tours, I've just come back from France yesterday, and we've been to Kenya, America, Canada, everywhere. And we hope to go to Japan, Singapore, and States again in festivals.
ओए राती ही नींद न पैंदी वे लगे आई इश्क बुरा हाय राती ही नींद न पैंदी वे लगे आई इश्क बुरा हाय राती ही नींद न पैंदी वे लगे आई इश्क बुरा चाक सजन दी रहंदी वे लगे आई इश्क बुरा है चाक सजन दी रहंदी वे लगे आई इश्क बुरा राती ही नींद न पैंदी वे लगे आई इश्क बुरा हाय राती ही नींद न पैंदी वे लगे आई इश्क बुरा ओ यारा नाल बहारा की जीना यार बिना ओ यारा नाल बहारा की जीना यार बिना तू बाना कद वजदा हो लोको तार बिना ओए तार तू बेदी कहंदी वे लगे आई इश्क बुरा हाय तार तू बेदी कहंदी वे लगे आई इश्क बुरा चाक सजन दी रहंदी वे लगे आई इश्क बुरा है चाक सजन दी रहंदी वे लगे आई इश्क बुरा राती ही नींद न पैंदी वे लगे आई इश्क बुरा हाय राती ही नींद न पैंदी वे लगे आई इश्क बुरा ओए जिस पासे वल वेखा नजरी तू आवे जिस पासे वल वेखा नजरी तू
possibly want. Sylvanian families are so collectible. Trust Tony.
Hiya, partners. Here's Buckaroo. It takes a real steady hand to load up, because you never know when that mule will Buckaroo. Buckaroo from MB Games.
Here's something you'll really want to get your teeth into. One of the fiendish feet yogurts and desserts from St. Ivel.
Tonight, blasts off at 7 with a look at how the Soviet Union is commercializing its space industry and selling its secrets to the West. And it's followed by a slice of Scottish history.
Ungodly, unlawful, seditious.
They will be hanged.
Sir Norman Smith, actor, is 80 this week. And in this special television tribute, we look back on his distinguished career on stage and in film.
Tonight, from 7 on 4.
Bhangra rock and Indo-jazz now on 4 as more talented musicians demonstrate their abilities in band Baja.
हजारा ये चीज इको यार किथे पाउंड रुपया किथे डॉलर ते दिनार रूप ने हजारा ये चीज इको यार मनी नाल प्यार सबनू मनी नाल प्यार मनी नाल प्यार सबनू मनी नाल प्यार कदे जुदाइयां पावे कदे मेल करावे ओ कदे जुदाइयां पावे दे कदे मेल करावे आए कदे कोल आवे कदे दूर जावे ऐ उते नु चढ़ावे ते थल्ले नु गिरावे ऐ मनी 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 ऐ मनी 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 ऐ मनी 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 ऐ मनी 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 ऐ मनी मनी मनी
So where do you normally perform?
We perform wherever big societies like Lions Club, Rotary Club, there are plenty of other societies, communities, they do their yearly functions and they call us for their yearly events. Also we do charity functions. We did Asian Blind Association. They collected quite a bit of money during my function recently and they benefit out of that.
A lot of people have heard about your Patel rap. Can you tell us something about that?
Yes, my idea of Patel rap was, I think there is very little laughter in the market. Asian sense of humor, as it goes, back in India, it's like we learn to laugh at each other. We know how to laugh at each other. Brahmins laugh at Patels, Patels laugh at Shahs, and Gujaratis laugh at Kathiawadis, and etc., etc. And that is the kind of humor based. I was a little boy and I used to listen to a comedian called Jagdish Pandya, and he was very popular at doing these things. And I thought, let me just translate it into a modern rhythm like rap and put it into a song form. And I came up with this idea of Patel rap.
Small the amount, service with a smile but no discount. Ice cream, lollies, sweets and cake. Curries, tomatoes, but sorry, no steak. Rat. A tail rat. Rat. But tail rat. I sell cookery books for a tasty dish like Bombeda. Oh my God, it's a fish. My magazines might catch your eye, but please no reading before you buy. Books from top shelf, adult mostly made for those who are feeling lonely. Coming and looking is no crime, but hey, you kids, just two at a time. We work so 25 hours a day, we should get that goal by the end of May. Outside the shop, the बोल्यांना उकून पण बोले ना बोर वेचाय ना बोल्यांना उकून बोले ना बोर वेचाय ना बोल्यांना उकून बोले ना बोर वेचाय सारे गमा पदानी सतानी दप्पा मागारे सारे गमा पदानी सतानी दप्पा मागारे सतारेशु tareshu mama e mami ni mata mama cukup mariu tareshu kakak kaki ni kata kawan mati kaki ni kaki berkeruan kayu tareshu Eto badada edu lewa Panwani badali de Emni ke bhavish ma kom avshe Ane to Emni ke back very pashiro to ane to Emni ke back very pashiro tareshu Kacu bapar pago bapar 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 tareshu ane to Emni ke back very pashiro tareshu Jao tamar badan ba bolave tareshu
there's a lot of exposure to Indian music now, and with Bhangra being so popular, it's reaching the Western audiences, so it's just getting stronger and stronger, I think.
Let me ask you, I mean, these English backing vocals, how do they know the language?
Well, they don't know the language as fluently as me or you would, but they've been taught how to sing, what to sing and what it means to put the expression in it, so they're just very well rehearsed.
So what are the words? Tell us, which you've taught them.
Well, there's one song called Kikili, and that's all about, you know, somebody's brother who's going to get married. And there's words like Kikili Kali di Janj Chadi Veer di Janj Chadi Vajiyan de Naal Ni. You know, it's just been explained what it means and how to pronounce and everything.
And they're going to do that today.
They will, yes, as you will see. Yeah.
करके छेड़ा एक दिन हिम्मत करी बुलावन दी ओ तगड़ा करके छेड़ा एक दिन हिम्मत करी बुलावन दी सोचा ना मैं अपने दिल तो बोझ ढीली ओ लावन दी आंदी आंदी दिल दी यारो आंदी आंदी दिल दी यारो गल गले विच अड़ गई नैना ते नल गल्लां होइयां फुल मूल ना परखे सी नैना ते नल गल्लां होइयां फुल मूल ना परखे सी कहना भी किवें सी उत्थे दिल दोहां दे धड़के सी मेरे दिल दे वरके उत्तों मेरे दिल दे वरके उत्तों लिखतां सारियां पड़ गई
नच पापीए तेरे पैरां उत्तों मेहंदी लही ना वे अज मैनू नच लैण दे कभी कुंड विच संग वे रही ना नी किते विच नचदी जे तेरे मथे उत्ते आ गया पसीना हड़ीपा 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 तेरे नाल नचे तेरे पैरां दी पंजेब नी लम्मी गुत्ते नाग वांगू लक्की उत्ते मेल दी तेरे नाल नचे तेरे पैरां दी पंजेब नी लम्मी गुत्ते नाग वांगू लक्की उत्ते मेल दी सोहनी जग उत्ते तेरे जे परीना हौली हौली नच पापीए तेरे पैरां उत्तों मेहंदी लही ना वे अज मैनू नच लैण दे कभी कुंड विच संग वे रही ना नी किते विच नचदी दे तेरे मथे उत्ते आ गया पसीना सुल्फे दी लाट वांगू मचदी जवानी नी अथरीए चढ़ी तेरे रूप उत्ते लाली नी सुल्फे दी लाट वांगू मचदी जवानी नी अथरीए चढ़ी तेरे रूप उत्ते लाली नी डब्बी कुंड विच संग वे रही ना हौली हौली नच पाबीए तेरे पैरां उत्तों मेहंदी लही ना वे अज मैनू नच लैण दे डब्बी कुंड विच संग वे रही ना नी किते विच नचदी दे तेरे मथे उत्ते आ गया पसीना वे कट के रुमाल रेशमी आके पूंज दे वे दियोर शकीना नी हौली हौली नच पापीए तेरे पैरां उत्तों मेहंदी लही ना वे अज मैनू नच लैण दे लब्बी कुंड विच संग वे रही ना नी किते विच नचदी दे तेरे मथे उत्ते आ गया पसीना वे कट के रुमाल रेशमी आके पूंज दे वे दियोर शकीना नी हौली हौली नच पापीए तेरे पैरां उत्तों मेहंदी लही ना वे अज मैनू नच लैण दे कभी कुंड विच संग वे रही ना नी किते विच नचदी दे तेरे मथे उत्ते आ गया पसीना
Thank you.
चुम्मा चुम्मा दे दे चुम्मा 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 दे दे चुम्मा चुम्मा दे दे चुम्मा जुम्मे के दिन किया जुम्मे का वादा जुम्मे को तोड़ दिया जुम्मे का वादा ले आ गया रे फिर जुम्मा 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 दे दे जुम्मा 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 जाते जुम्मा जुम्मा जाते
Look forward to seeing you on the 15th of September at Wembley Stadium.
Why is your band called Dulkus?
Well, it's a surname, and all the members are cousins and brothers.
Both of you are brothers?
We're brothers, that's right, yes. And my older brother, he wrote the lyrics and the tunes to the songs. And so normally in a song, when you write lyrics, you put your surname into the song, it's like a signature. And so we just decided to call the band the same name.
So you're all related?
That's right, yes.
That's very common in Bhangra bands, isn't it?
It is, that's right, yes. In Derby, there's very few musicians around, so we had no choice but to get the whole family together. And started off doing charity shows, and then from there people told us try and take it seriously because Derby hasn't got a band in the east. So that's what we did. We got together and started performing, writing songs.
Your lyrics are all in Punjabi, but
That's
your sound is very kind of mixed.
Yes, we're trying to make it westernized as possible. So we got the Punjabi lyrics, so our people can understand them and everything, and the Western music, so we can get crossover.
To the
mainstream. And we're trying to make it as different as possible from all the other bands. That's what's got to have a slight different touch to it.
What we found is a lot of people, English people and black people, really like the music. And they say we don't understand the lyrics, but it appeals to us. And so hopefully we've got something there, and just got to work on it to try and break through now.
Asian music and for the Asian people. So that's why it's going to stick with us all the way.
I mean, let's say there's acid house music, house music. What would you compare Bhangra music to?
House, an Asian form of house.
In order to explain the term Bhangra, I think you have to distinguish between Bhangra dancing and Bhangra rock music. Now, Bhangra dancing is a folk dance going back many hundreds of years, and it essentially involves a toli. Now, this particular instrument, the tol, generates a dynamic sound, very loud, exhilarating, and produces a sound that makes all the Punjabis want to move and want to dance to. And Bhangra rock music, on the other hand, is a term used for the Asian bands in this country who have developed from this particular instrument, and they've modernized it with the use of modern instruments, modern synthesizers, drum beats, etc. So therefore, if you're talking about Bhangra as such, I think you have to talk about you have to talk about this particular drum, which is the tol. Secondly, you have to talk about the dress sense, the traditional dress sense. I think when you've got the two together, then that is what Bhangra is really all about, and the actual dancing that goes with it. It's colourful, it's exciting, and it makes the whole thing really a wonder to watch.
They're willing to use all the modern technology that's available in the studios, which the old bands could not utilize. I think, and this is good news for us, because Bhangra is going to get topped up in one way. Like, we got the traditional beat. As long as the rhythm stays, no matter what you add on to it, it's going to get richer and richer. Up to now, I think the Asians were into Bhangra music, but I feel the other people, whites, blacks, everybody, I think they're all taking interest in it because it's become such a great fusion.
Pop up the Bhangra, pop up the Bhangra, pop up the Bhangra.
Do you feel Bhangra music is going to be with us in the year 2000?
It's great.
Yes, it's going to be in?
Yes, yes, definitely.
Pop up the Bhangra, pop up the Bhangra, pop up the Bhangra. Dance, dance.
It's people, isn't it, the old generation? They see a lady on stage and they say, whoa, you know, you don't want a lady on stage. It's not abusing women, and you know, you get people like that. And the new generation now, but the old generation, they don't like that.
Without Bhangra, a lot of youngsters would have no knowledge of the different traditions and different festivals or whatever we have back in India. It keeps us in touch with India.
And when, like, the Bhangra, right, scene comes on, like, you know, there's half the songs are about Diwali, you know, and all that, you know, like, it's got sort of the whole tradition sort of put into that music scene, you see. And when they listen to that, they get to know about what it is, you know.
Also, there are some kind of gigs sometimes where they hold a Vaisakhi gig or Diwali gig, and then get a band on, and they first of all tribute to that day, and then start off the gigs at the same time.
I think it helps them to identify with something.
मैं विषम जानी कुड़ी दा सुहा रंग तंदूरी महके जिवें कोई कस्तूरी
I think there is no age limit to the Bhangra. I have seen, from 2 years old to 60, 70 years old, they all enjoy it in their own ways. And Bhangra is something, it's not some kind of dance, which we call it a set dance or anything. I think it's in the blood of Punjabis. Wherever the music is, they like to dance. I think that's the beat, that's the heavy rhythm, that's the drum beat or dhol beat or dholak beat, which attracts more youngsters. I think, on the other hand, it's like romantic songs or patriotic songs. These kind of songs, they attract more like older generation, the people, they came from India. And now more and more, since this Bhangra business has started, I think more and more youngsters in this country, they're attracted towards their own culture, and they start learning Punjabi, they start learning to understand what these songs mean. So these kind of things, which is a good thing.
Now, for all those of you who are wondering what this song is all about, it's a folk song that comes from north of India.
Number 30.
And any folk song cannot be sang alone without the help of everybody's heart and soul. So I need all your hands together. Can we have it?
And Mangal, the lead singer, was snapped up by Bollywood film producers. In recent months, he's been employed as a playback singer for the Indian film industry.
रब तेरा रूठ गया जिंद मेरी
Thank you.
फूक दूंगा फूक दूंगा मैं दुनिया सारी फूक दूंगा मैं दुनिया सारी ते खून दा मैं लूंगा बदला खून दा मैं लूंगा बदला खून दा मैं लूंगा बदला इन्ना कहते हुए मैं दो चार लेना एक बारी फिर तेरे साथ लिए थे फेरे हो तेरे साथ लिए थे फेरे के तू भी चन माही चलिया के तू ही चन माही चलिया Once again, I like to say thanks. Makhna. Thank you very much.
Now, do you remember a track called The Rail Gaddy? Well, we all did the conga to it. This is a man that wrote it, Samil, and Mangal, who's been over to India. Now, you've been over in India for the last 3 years, haven't you?
Yeah, nearly 3 years now.
Can you tell us what exactly you've been doing with yourself over there?
Well, I went for playback singing, tried to sing for Hindi films, and luckily I have got the break, and now I've just recorded 52 films.
52 in 3 years?
Not 3 years, from the last year really. 2 years was a struggle.
Do you not feel quite tired after that?
No, not at all. It's a good fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what have you got coming up over there in the UK now that you're here?
The films. Oh, we got a lot of films. I mean, since Baja aane tak hit, Kali Teri Choti Paranda Tera Lal.
Oh, yeah, that was a big one. That was a big one.
It's a tremendous hit all over the world. After that, the films are rolling in, coming like anything.
You're getting plenty of offers?
Yeah, I'm singing from Amir Khan to Dharamji, and I've recorded about 50-odd films. And I've sang for young artists like Amir Khan, Salman Khan, and Dharamji, and Shakti Kapoor, Amjad Khan, you name it.
Yeah. And also, you've actually been playing with Rekha as well over there, haven't you?
Now I'm coming with the Anand Milan night, Rekha ji, Salman Khan in August in Wembley and NEC. Yeah, it is actually Rekha ji night with Anand Milan, music director, and I've recorded about 5 films with Anand Milan. So they have asked me to come with them. It's my pleasure.
Believe it or not, but throughout the Bhangra Beat series, we've not featured a female singer on the Bhangra circuit. Parmjit Pami, a London-based singer, has been on the scene for over a decade. So we invited Parmjit into the studio. Here she is with a change of image and style of music. Now, you moved on with Scope Records, and I believe you're actually going on for a change of image as opposed to the old Bhangra thing that you used to have a few years ago.
Well, yes, you can say that. I'm trying to, but I'm still in Bhangra.
What kind of image are you trying to portray now with the dance music thing?
Well, more Western image and more for the youngsters.
Are you hoping to break into the mainstream charts?
I'm really hoping to.
Now, you worked with a famous chap by the name of Ayas Kang, not confusing the one with Apna Sangeet. How long did you work with him?
I worked with him for 5.5 years, and we had a band together. We did a lot of functions, gigs, we went abroad. We just split up, went our own ways.
Why was that then?
Nothing personal, just that I wanted to go solo, and he wanted to go solo, so we just sort of went our own ways. He had different idea. In fact, he was more into Indian traditional music, whereas I wanted to branch out more into the Western.
Do you think people are going to pick on you and say, oh, she's abandoning her Bhangra culture now?
I haven't abandoned it, so they can't pick on me.
Do you think they might knock you for going into the dance business?
I don't think so. I think that if one's able to fluctuate in many directions, I can't see why they shouldn't.
Bhangra Beat, PO Box 19, Manchester, M60 180.
Lick it on the rudder, they no want no badder. Them a they want no redder. Cause I'm a ragamuffin, what I want a rasta redder. To the bed.
Boogie, take a gun to you too. Blowing your head on a center spread. Seek it out, tell our first in the crack. Never worry, so we want to go story. Hip hop structure coming like a gangster.
Just keep your eye on the screen and don't worry if you can't name all the bands and artists. We realise it's a tough competition, so just do your best and send in your answers to the address below. There's only 9 bands, so try to name as many as you can. The winners will receive great prizes such as the t-shirts and latest album from Azad, Premi and the Sahotas. Now let's finish the show off with some traditional Bhangra with Hasta Punjab.
Well, Amarjit and Jack of the Hasta Punjab dancers, welcome to the show. Now that routine was absolutely brilliant, and Hasta Punjab have been together since 1979. Why did you actually get a dance troupe together?
Well, actually, we started as a hobby, and I think it's very important to keep your culture going, and that's probably one of the reasons why we started as a band.
Now, you've actually performed in a lot of European festivals in Holland and Germany, etc. How has Bhangra dancing gone down there and in this country?
Actually, it's gone down great because the foreign people really do appreciate Bhangra because they don't see it every day. Because Asian people, they see it regularly and they say, oh, it's just a group again. But when you go abroad and different people see it, they really do love it. There's a lot of people do appreciate the dance itself because with people, they see different things, costume, colourful. I mean, drum of the beat is great. People really enjoy it, yes, brilliant.
And do you find that it is mostly Asians who come along to watch you?
No, I wouldn't say that because it's mixed, because there's a lot of people, even in our training, there's a lot of different people coming in, different cultures. They're interested, they want to learn, and they want to start doing, Bhangra itself.
What about the steps? I mean, do different steps signify different parts of the harvest festivals?
Yes, we've got 1 or 2 steps that we can show you, and I'll go through them. Right, this is digging, where all the farmers dig before they weed, and this is seed, seed, and that's
cutting. And every exercise means, you know, you've got a minute every exercise.
Unfortunately, that's it for this week, but before we go, we'd just like to congratulate the Sports Development Institute in their effort to raise money for the Imran Khan Cancer Appeal, with matches between India and Pakistan held early this September in Liverpool, Uxbridge and Glasgow. Well done, chaps.
Right now. It's tomorrow over there. We're living in yesterday, really.
Are you still dreaming?
Yeah, have to be. Otherwise you might as well not wake up in the morning. Because if you do, like, the more you deal with it, the more you realise how much knee-deep diarrhea you have to wade through, and the people you have to deal with along the way, and if you don't have your dream, then you might as well go home.
That's all the time we have for this week's show. Next week, Sass Jordan and a special feature about injuries common to musicians called Music is a Vicious Game. Watch for it. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Now you can step into the magical world of the opera with the Opera Collection. Teledisc presents the perfect way to experience more than 4 hours of highlights from the very best in opera, including Placido Domingo, Joan Sutherland, and many of the world's most celebrated performers. The Opera Collection is beautifully presented on 4 LPs, 4 double-length cassettes, or 4 compact discs. The spectacle of Aida, the drama of Tosca, the romance of Carmen. You will enjoy this glorious music again and again with the magnificent Opera Collection. To order your copy, simply call this number anytime with your credit card details. Or write to this address. The Opera Collection from Teledisc, the name you can trust for the best music collections.
Hi and welcome to the programme. This week we've got a Gwali group, the Sabri brothers, but right now over to Captain Birdseye.
While I'm here in the middle of the North Sea, where the sun is rising on the horizon, I'm here with my band Ajnabi, the Strangers, and we're taking Bhangra onto the continent. We're off to Belgium, so why don't you come and join us?
But right now let's kick off the show with Golden Star, UK and TSB.
I'm going for life. I started with the Pachangi group from 1969 up to 1985. I started Golden Star UK.
The only reason why we got into bands was like, I started off doing music at school, and I wanted to carry on doing it. I stopped for a year, and I started work. I was working for a year, and then I got introduced to the band, and I just took it up slowly, and I've been with them for about a year now, and I love it.
You got to change, but don't look backward. Look forward. What's happening? Talk to the young people. What they want. Like you can see my young people. I get their ideas. My ideas get fix them together.
ਪਾਣੀ ਨੂੰ ਸੀ ਪਾ ਲਿਆ ਇੱਕ ਹੱਥ ਮੱਖਣ ਨੇ ਨੋਟ ਲਾ ਲਿਆ ਦੂਜਾ ਹੱਥ ਨੱਚਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਸੀ ਪਾ ਲਿਆ ਹਾਲਾ ਲਾਲਾ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਜੱਟ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਡਾਲਿਆ ਕੋਈ ਲੈ ਗਈ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਦੀ ਲੰਗਵਾਰੀ ਲੰਬੜਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੇੜੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਡੰਗ ਖੜ ਕੇ ਕੋਕਿਆ ਵਾਲੀ ਹਨੂਰ ਮੈਲੇ ਥਾਣੇ ਕਿਤੇ ਖਬਰ ਕੀਤੀ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਆ ਗਈ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦੀ ਲਾਰੀ ਓਏ ਲੰਬੜਾਂ ਦੇ ਹਾਏ ਹਾਏ ਲੰਬੜਾਂ ਦੇ ਹਾਏ 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 ਹਾਏ
So I went to India because main markets in India, you see. Now they're listening to Western music more. So we decided, let's go for it. Do it in English way here and keep our traditional, our culture alive in this country and around the world.
Golden Star UK is showing their versatility with an up-tempo track like Lambrada Vid from the album Extra Power, followed by the mellow Sony My Wal from their earlier album Sweet Power.
ਗਾਉਣ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਨਾਬ ਬਚਪਨ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਗਾਉਣ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਏ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਰਾਗ ਆ ਜੋ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਚਪਨ ਤੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਤਬਲਾ ਵਜਾਉਂਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਭਰਾਵਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਮੇਰੇ ਬ੍ਰਦਰ ਆ ਵੱਡੇ ਉਹ ਨਸੀਬ ਅਲੀ ਕਵਾਲ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਖਾਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਗਵਈ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਚਪਨ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਇਸੇ ਕਲਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੇਡਦਾ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਚਨਾ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਰ ਲਗਾ ਦੇਵੇ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਕਰੇ ਦੀਆਂ ਕਰਦੀ ਚਨਾ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਰ ਲਗਾ ਦੇਵੇ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਕਰੇ ਦੀਆਂ ਕਰਦੀ ਗੁੱਜਾ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਮੁਸਕਦੀ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਏ ਸੱਲੋ ਚਿਰ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਵਾੜਾ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ 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 ਏ ਇਸ ਦੁਨੀਆ 'ਚ ਕਈ ਬੇਦਰਦੀ ਚੰਨਾ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਲਗਾ ਦੇਵੇ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਕਰੇ ਦੀਆਂ ਕਰਦੀ ਚੰਨਾ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਲਗਾ ਦੇਵੇ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਕਰੇ ਦੀਆਂ ਕਰਦੀ ਅੱਧੀ ਰਾਤ ਦੀ ਰੌਣੀ ਏ ਮੌਕੇ ਜਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਮਾਰੀ ਪਰਦੀ ਚੰਨਾ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਲਗਾ ਦੇਵੇ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਕਰੇ ਦੀਆਂ ਕਰਦੀ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਕਰੇ ਦੀਆਂ ਕਰਦੀ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਕਰੇ ਦੀਆਂ ਕਰਦੀ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਕਰੇ ਦੀਆਂ ਕਰਦੀ
Well, from your traditional Bhangra with Golden Star and Tarlochan Singh Bilga, we now turn to one of the most famous Qawwali groups in the world, the Sabri Brothers, who have recently appeared at the WOMAD Festival as well as touring most of Europe, where they've been a huge success. The group will appear on next week's programme with an interview with H, but right now, here's a taster of what's to come next week.
क्या मजे की बात है कौन किसका साथी है हम तो गम की राहों में
कौन किसका साथी है हम तो गम की राहों में हम तो गम की राहों में
कौन किसका साथी है हम तो गम की राहों में पहले भी अकेले थे पहले भी अकेले थे आज भी अकेले हैं आज भी अकेले हैं पहले भी अकेले थे आज भी अकेले हैं आज भी अकेले पहले भी अकेले थे आज भी अकेले हैं आज भी अकेले हैं पहले भी अकेले थे आज भी अकेले हैं आज भी अकेले हैं कौन किसका साथी है हम तो गम के राहों में हम तो गम की राहों में हम तो गम की राहों में कौन किसका साथी है कौन किसका साथी है हम तो गम की राहों में हम तो गम की राहों में हम तो गम की राहों में कौन किसके साथी है हम तो गम की राहों में हम तो गम की राहों में पहले भी अकेले थे पहले भी अकेले थे आज भी अकेले हैं आज भी अकेले हैं पहले भी अकेले थे आज भी अकेले हैं आज भी अकेले हैं पहले भी अकेले थे आज भी अकेले हैं आज भी अकेले साजिशें दबाने की काम कर गई
In your fabulous free 2-in-1 People magazine, the Great Glossy TV Guide, all the bank holiday and full week's programs, plus all the movies. And in the People, save up to £300 at Texas with fantastic money off vouchers. Plus free, your action-packed Cup Finals souvenir pull-out.
Every kind of people, your kind.
By the People, tomorrow.
Now, Teledisc offers you a truly great escape. Break away with this fantastic new collection of 50 power-packed hits. Now you can really take off for the first time with the sensational sounds of Steve Winwood, Robert Palmer, Roxy Music, and Level 42. Break away. More than 3 hours of a timeless musical experience that you will never stop playing. There's Toto, Marillion, Stevie Nicks, Bonnie Tyler, Mr. and many, many more. Breakaway is not available in any stores, so stand by and we'll tell you how to order. Get on the move with Chris de Burgh. Fly high with the irresistible Kate Bush. Elton John. Europe, Free, Status Quo, and Gloria Estefan. Breakaway. Unbelievable value on 4 LPs, 4 long play cassettes, or 4 high-quality CDs. Breakaway. Lift your spirits with this mighty collection from Teledisc, where the hits go on and on. To get your set, simply call this number now with your credit card details. Or write to this address. Breakaway from Teledisc, the name you can trust for the best music collections. And remember, Breakaway is not available in any stores.
to know more about your man's star sign? Call Cablecom's computerized love match horoscopes on 0898 600 007. We'll give you a detailed analysis of your own star sign in love and then match it with the star sign of the man or men in your life. You may be surprised at what you hear. Call Love Match Horoscopes on 0898 600 007 now.
Well, the lads have now woken up from their travelling. Jane, what's it been like travelling?
Bit tiring, but it's exciting, it's nice, and we're looking forward for it.
You look absolutely shattered.
Yeah, because we've been travelling for a long time. That's why we are tired a bit.
So, Poppy, how did you actually come across this tour?
I think it's due to our album we released through Great Britain and all through the Europe as well. And the promoters must have liked our kind of music, so therefore they asked us to come and perform for them.
Now, this album is about 3 years old, isn't it?
That's right. Well, if you heard the album before, you would find that we were pioneers in that kind of music first, but now we've learned a lot from our mistakes, if you want to call them, or through experience. And the next forthcoming album will be really kicking.
And Gaffer, how do you think people are going to respond in Belgium to Bhangra?
Well, the way they do in England, I suppose, is that they're all going to be enjoying it because we're going to really kick it.
Is Bhangra quite common in Belgium?
Well, the promoter was saying that the album's been played on the air, so they're all enjoying it over there. So they're really looking forward for us to come down, see how it goes.
As you can see, the venue was a cross between an art studio and a continental nightclub. The sound check was fine, even if the PA didn't have a reverb unit, which is a bit I really missed. The locals were very helpful in providing materials. And Peter, one of the organisers, looked on nervously. I don't know why, because we weren't nervous. We were too tired to be nervous. Levy was dying to test out his cello, so before we could even get a full sound check done properly, we jumped onto the hotspot, grabbed the mic, and started twanging those vocal cords in preparation for the big night.
बटन माहिदा दूरे वे जाना पहले दूरे वे गल सुन छलिया ओ टोला वे काटा लाया रोला
Well, we have every year another item, and this year India is in the spotlight, and this is why we organize now this Indian weekend.
What sort of outline do you have of how you're going to project what's going to happen? I mean, I've noticed you've got music and pamphlets and various things. Is that the style you often use?
What we want to do is to give information on the Belgian people and to collect money for support projects in the third world countries.
ਪਿੰਡਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਪੀਂਦੇ ਸਾਂ ਅੱਛਾ ਧਰਤੀ ਕੱਢ ਕੱਢ ਕੇ ਪੀਂਦੇ ਸਾਂ ਖੂਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਘੜੇ ਭਰ ਕੇ ਬਲੈਤ ਆਣ ਕੇ ਪੱਪਾਂ ਚ ਪੀਤੀ ਅੱਛਾ ਪੀਤੀ ਵਿਸਕੀ ਰਮ ਨਾਲ ਵੋਡਕੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਸਵਾਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਜੇ ਯਾਰੋ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਪੀਤੀਆਂ ਖੂਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਵਾ ਬੋਤਲ ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਦੀ ਏ ਲਾਲ ਰੰਗ ਗੁਲਾਬ ਦੀ ਏ ਬੋਤਲ ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਦੀ ਏ ਲਾਲ ਰੰਗ ਗੁਲਾਬ ਦੀ ਏ ਪੀਕੇ ਤੇ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਏ ਧਰਤੀ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੀ ਏ ਬੋਤਲ ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਦੀ ਏ ਲਾਲ ਰੰਗ ਗੁਲਾਬ ਦੀ ਏ ਬੋਤਲ ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਦੀ ਏ ਲਾਲ ਰੰਗ ਗੁਲਾਬ ਦੀ ਏ
But with me now, I've got the gentlemen who've actually found us and had us recommended to the committee and brought over.
ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡਾ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਕਿਉਂ ਚੂਜ਼ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ?
ਇਸੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਐਡਵਰਟਾਈਜ਼ਮੈਂਟ ਪੜ੍ਹੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਐਡਵਰਟਾਈਜ਼ਮੈਂਟ ਇਹ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਔਰ ਵਧੀਆ ਆ ਔਰ ਇੰਡੀਅਨ ਕੱਪੜੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ
Now, what is the actual aim of the committee that you have? What do you want to achieve?
Yeah, we would like to work together with young people from other countries to do something cultural in our centrum here. That can be everything around music, around art. So we had last year an African weekend with a very big group, and now we have an Indian weekend. So every year it's another country we like to promote.
Well, it's the following morning, and believe me, I've not had a lot of sleep. We were Bangraing till early hours of the morning. What did Hazlitt think of Bangra?
Oh yes, it was wonderful. Even you saw all these Belgian people were dancing, you know, so I think this is very great concert.
ਅੱਛਾ ਭਾਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ 뮤직 ਪਸੰਦ ਆਇਆ ਰਾਤੀ?
ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੰਨਾ ਵਧੀਆ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਯਾਨੀ ਇੱਕ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਦੀ ਨਾਈਟ ਗੁਜ਼ਾਰਾਂਗੇ ਦੇਖਾਂਗੇ ਦਿਮਾਗ 'ਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਪਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਅੰਦਰੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੰਜੋਇਮੈਂਟ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈਗਾ
Well, that was us in Belgium, where we had to step back 3 or 4 years in musical terms. But here we are in the 90s, and I'm sure you can see the difference.
drummer is currently still on tour in the United States until late autumn, when rumour has it he may well bring the tightly choreographed and highly theatrical touring machine to Britain. But so far, no dates have been confirmed. Now don't forget our competition. Just give us a ring on this number, answer the one simple question that you'll be given, and you could be one of the lucky 25 winners who each get a copy of Hammer's Too Legit to Quit album. Next week on Music from the Bridge, we follow Cliff Richard as he tours around Australia and New Zealand.
The public demand more of us, I think, as rock and roll singers. They want Mr. Personality to be out there. They want us to talk and perform and dance and everything. And there comes a time, most of the time, you can move and sing. I mean, I've always moved around. Rock and roll is about moving and singing. You know, people playing piano with their feet on the, piano, Little Richard and singing at the same time. I mean, I don't know whether opera singers could do that, because they're not designed to do that. They've learnt to do something quite else. They offer the world something quite different to what we're trying to offer. So when the Sabres came out and started to knock us as rock and roll singers and performers, I got really shirty.
Hello and welcome to the programme. On this week's Bhangra Nation, we've got a right varied selection of music for you, with a Chanak, the Sabri Brothers and a guy called Sanjay who you must stay tuned in for. He'll be with us a little later, but first let's join Punjabi folk singer Tariq Lohar, the son of the late legendary Haji Muhammad Alam Lohar.
साहब हाजी मोहम्मद आलम लोहार जिस तरह तुम जानते ही हो उन्होंने तो माशाल्लाह 50 साल गाया है। अचानक उन्होंने 1979 के डैथ हुई तो उस तो बाद मैं उन्होंने मिशन लैके अगे चलिया तो हुण मैं इस मुल्क दे विच रह रहा तो मैं कोशिश कर रहा कि भी उन्होंने अंदाज नूं भी रखा और जिस तरह कि अजकल का तुहानूं पता स्टाइल चलिया है भंगड़ा बीट यंगस्टरां वास्ते तो उस स्टाइल में मैं अपनाने की कोशिश कर रहा ताकि भी अपने बजुर्गों वास्ते जिहड़े कि वालिद साहब दीयां यादां नूं ताज़ा करना चाहते हैं उन्होंने वास्ते मैं अपने वालिद साहब के रूप चाहांगा तो अपने यंग भरावां वास्ते मैं अजकल के स्टाइल चाहांगा।
चंडिया मुखड़ा वेश तेरा जन्मी बुद्ध शर्मावे चंडिया मुखड़ा वेश तेरा जन्मी बुद्ध शर्मावे हरनी वांगू टोर है तेरी मारे लख हुलारे जट्टीए पंजाब दिए ओ जट्टीए पंजाब दिए तेरे उठन दे चरचे सारे तू गली विचू ओ गली विचू जट लंघदी ते बिट बिट तकण तू बार
ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਲਦ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਮਾਰਕ ਸੀ, ਸਾਡਾ ਚਿਮਟਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਅਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਲਦ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵਾਲਾ ਜਨ ਨਸੀਬ ਕਰੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਸਿਵਾ ਹੋਰ ਚਿਮਟਾ ਉਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਵਜਾਇਆ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਵਜਾਇਆ। ਅਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਉਸੇ ਰੀਤ ਰਿਵਾਜ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਅਤੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਵੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਲੋਹਾਰ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਰੱਖਿਆ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਹਾਜੀ ਮੁਹੰਮਦ ਆਲਮ ਲੋਹਾਰ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਲਦ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦਾ ਨਾਂ ਸੀ। ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਂ ਤਾਰਿਕ ਲੋਹਾਰ ਹੈ, ਜਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹੋ। ਅਤੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਇਹ ਕਿਸਮ ਦਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਹੀ ਲੋਹਾਰ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਰੱਖਿਆ। ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੰਦਿਸ਼ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੀ ਸੁਣਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਲੋਕ ਨੇ, ਭਾਵੇਂ ਉਹ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਮੁਲਕ ਨਾਲ ਤਲਕ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਹੋਣ, ਜਿਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦਾ ਨਾਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਔਰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਗਾਈ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਅਤੇ ਉਹ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਮੁਲਕ ਦਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਉਹ ਝੂਮ ਉੱਠਦਾ। ਅਤੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਿਰਫ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨੀਆਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ, ਹਰ ਮੁਲਕ ਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਣਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਸੁਣੇਗਾ ਉਹ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਮਝੇਗਾ ਉਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਉਮੀਦ ਕਰਨਾ ਪਸੰਦ ਕਰੇਗਾ।
ਲੰਘਣੀ ਹੈ ਗਲੀ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਪਈ ਹੱਸਦੀ, ਓਏ ਲੰਘਣੀ ਹੈ ਗਲੀ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਪਈ ਹੱਸਦੀ, ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਤੇਰੇ ਹੁਸਨ ਦਾ ਸ਼ਿਕਾਰ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਤੇਰੇ ਲਈ ਇਹ ਦਿਲ ਬੇਕਰਾਰ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਜੋਰਾ ਜੋਰੀ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਪਿਆਰ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਤੇਰੇ ਲਈ ਇਹ ਦਿਲ ਬੇਕਰਾਰ ਹੋ ਗਏ, ਓਏ ਰੱਬਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਹੋ ਗਏ, ਓਏ ਰੱਬਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਹੋ ਗਏ, ਓਏ ਰੱਬਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਚੋਰਾ ਚੋਰੀ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਪਿਆਰ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਤੇਰੇ ਲਈ ਇਹ ਦਿਲ ਬੇਕਰਾਰ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ। ਹਰ ਵੇਲੇ ਬੈਠਾ ਤੇਰੀ ਰਾਹ ਪਿਆ ਤੱਕਦਾ, ਰਾਹ ਤੱਕ ਤੱਕ ਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਿਆ ਥੱਕਦਾ, ਹਰ ਵੇਲੇ ਬੈਠਾ ਤੇਰੀ ਰਾਹ ਪਿਆ ਤੱਕਦਾ, ਰਾਹ ਤੱਕ ਤੱਕ ਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਿਆ ਥੱਕਦਾ, ਓਏ ਰਾਹ ਤੱਕ ਤੱਕ ਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਿਆ ਥੱਕਦਾ, जीद तेरी बाजू में लाचार हो गया, तेरे लिए ये दिल बेकरार हो गया, जीद तेरी बाजू में लाचार हो गया, तेरे लिए।
Well, from a man who seems to be doing a fine job following his late father's footsteps to the excellence of the Sabri brothers, who you might have seen on last week's programme. Well, here they are performing for us once again with their blend of quality music from the Abna Arts Festival.
Give me all my heart. दिल ने एक चीज बड़ी बेशबहा मांगी है, यानी हुस्न मगरूर की फितरत से वफा मांगी है। फितरत से वफा मांगी है, मसलहत है, मसलहत है, मसलहत है कि तवज्जो है कि या साजिश है, मसलहत है कि तवज्जो है कि या साजिश है, एक दुश्मन ने मेरे हक में दुआ मांगी है,
दुश्मन ने मेरे हक में
मजे की बात है साहब।
तुम और वफा करोगे ये मैं मानता नहीं, उसको फरेब दो जो तुम्हें जानता नहीं।
वाह। चमन में उम्र गुजारी मगर चमन न मिला, गुलों ने खूब पिटोला वो गुल बदन न मिला। हमें जो कुछ मिले गनीमत है। अल्लाह। वफा की राह में जो कुछ मिले गनीमत है। अरे कई तो ऐसे गए हैं जिन्हें कफन न मिला।
जिन्हें कफन न मिला।
आहा, क्या मजे की बात याद आ गई। क्या क्या पूछते हो हाल, क्या पूछते हो हाल मेरे कारोबार का, क्या पूछते हो हाल। पहले तन हुआ कैसी नैन कितने।
अच्छा हाजी साहब, यंगस्टर अपने कॉलेज आजकल इंटरेस्टेड है या?
जी बहुत ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट है। आपने जो ये अरेंजमेंट किया है और ये जो बंदोबस्त किया है बहुत अच्छा किया आपने। एशियन का मेला जो ये सजाया है हमको बहुत पसंद आया और इंशाल्लाह ताला आप इसी तरह ये मेला मनाते रहें, हम लोग भी आते रहें और आके यहाँ गाते रहें। पहले तन हुआ कैसी नैन किते लावीना, पहले तन हुआ कैसी ओ नैन किते लावीना, इश्क दी जंजीर नू गल विच पावीना। सोच समझदिया जहर खा लिया, ओ चंगी भली जिंदड़ी नू रोग ला लिया। तो क्या पूछते हो हाल, क्या पूछते हो हाल मेरे कारोबार का। आईने बेचता हूँ मैं अंधों के शहर में।
आईने बेचता हूँ मैं अंधों के शहर में।
तो जिंदगी की राहों में रंजो गम के मेले हैं, रंजो गम के मेले। जिंदगी की राहों में रंजो गम के मेले हैं, रंजो गम के मेले। जिंदगी की राहों में रंजो गम के मेले हैं, रंजो गम के मेले हैं। जिंदगी की राहों में रंजो गम के मेले हैं, रंजो गम के मेले हैं। जिंदगी की राहों में, जिंदगी की राहों में, जिंदगी की राहों में। और कितने गए राय साहब। जिंदगी की राहों में, जिंदगी की राहों में रंजो गम के मेले हैं, रंजो गम के मेले हैं। जिंदगी की राहों में रंजो गम के मेले हैं, रंजो गम के मेले। इस जिंदगी की राहों में रंजो गम के मेले हैं, रंजो गम के मेले हैं। जिंदगी की राहों में रंजो गम के मेले हैं, रंजो गम के मेले हैं। जिंदगी की राहों में, जिंदगी की राहों में, जिंदगी की राहों में। जिंदगी की राहों में रंजो गम के मेले हैं, रंजो गम के मेले। फिर क्या होता है? जिंदगी की राहों में
Princess Reborn, the story they're all talking about, exclusive in The People this Sunday. Plus, revealed, behind-the-scenes bust-ups of Manchester United by the man who tried to buy them. And in your 2-in-1 magazine, the Great Glossy TV Guide, all the bank holiday and full week's programmes. By The People this Sunday.
Delicate shades of white that gently colour your home with natural beauty.
Welcome back. The multi-talented nutcase Sanjay, who's returned to England from the US, sees him working with Nation Records. Sanjay also claims to live in a bin. Confused? Well, you will be.
Bloody hell, what was that then? All right, now what? What's a nice boy like you doing in a trash can like that? Well, there's a certain amount of social security benefit that I get, and that allows me to live in a lovely greenhouse like this one. And what kind of training is all this gobbledygook from, eh? I was born in Nagaland, and I was bred in England, and then in California I had my final education. That's all there is. That's all I've learned to do in all my 96 years. To the skies to find out what's really take yourself seriously. Serious schmerious. What's serious? Does that mean that I write about myself and read about myself? No, I choose not to. I don't discuss myself with anyone but the camera. What do you want? What about religion? Oh, religion. Well, since the day I was born, I've been an angel, and my wings are so shiny that my mum said, "You must be a bit like God, because I see a halo right from here to over there, all behind your face." I said, "Yeah, I feel like God sometimes. I feel I can do big things like change the clouds in the sky. Good for me." I want you to watch out for my world tour. I'm going by helicopter, and I'm not going to do it on stage, you realize. I'm going to hang from a bungee cord, and there'll be this swinging microphone, and I'm going to sing in 10 languages all at once. And it's going to be released by, well, Nation Records, and anyone else who wants to give me a few bob or pesetas or yen or drachmas or rupees.
Well, that's the absolutely mad Sanjay performing Zola for us, and he's also featured on Steve Coe's third Compil Asian album with his track Choralia, a well-known Indian film song. Anyway, from Sanjay to the band Achanak, finishing us off in good style with a track from their album Signature. Goodbye.
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਭੰਗੜਾ ਪਾ ਲੈਣ ਦੇ ਉਹ ਮੇਰਾ ਨੱਚਣੇ ਨੂੰ ਜੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਭੰਗੜਾ ਪਾ ਲੈਣ ਦੇ ਉਹ ਮੇਰਾ ਨੱਚਣੇ ਨੂੰ ਜੀ ਕਰਦਾ
Well, that's it for this week's Music from the Bridge, but don't forget our competition. If you give us a ring on this phone number and answer the one simple question you'll be given, you could be one of the lucky 25 winners who will each get a copy of Cliff's last album, and the phone lines will be open all week. Next week on the programme, pop duo Erasure, who, like Cliff, will also be visiting Down Under as they discuss the pleasures of pop stardom.
The truth is hard for pain inside. Yeah. Ooh, sometimes.
Yep, we're rolling. Action.
I love to hate you. I love to hate you. I love to hate you.
When you get really tired, you get really ratty, you can kind of like direct your rattiness at people as complete strangers that you might never meet again.
Like we were DJing at these parties. We did it in drag.